If you're a young Canadian and you'd like to learn to be a fighter pilot for the Royal Canadian Air Force, get ready to go to Finland or Italy or Texas. Because if that's what you want to do, you want to learn to fly fighter jets, you're going to have to go outside the country to do it because we can no longer train our own pilots. That's how pathetic the Liberals have been in treating our military. We now no longer even have trainer jets for our young fighter pilots. You learn on a trainer jet, then you move up to a CF-18. Now, the Liberals' excuse has some merit to it. Very thin, but a little bit of merit to it. We're changing over from the CF-18 to what will be later designated as the CF-35. And you can't train on the existing trainer jets to fly CF-35, so we need to get new trainers. But we have known this now for a long time, and the new trainers aren't even on order. So as the CF-18s become obsolete, and the CT-155, which is the trainer jet, also becomes obsolete, we are going to spend several years training our pilots overseas or in Texas because we don't have a trainer of our own.
I am the Chief F-35 Test Pilot at Edwards Air Force Base for F-35 development for all models of the F-35, so A, B, and C. So we deal in flight sciences, so changing the aircraft itself, adjusting it and developing it, and then also the mission system side, so working in the avionics that are inside the tactical systems in the airplane as well.
What kind of sovereign nation can't even train its own pilots? You know, the Liberals talk big about national sovereignty, Canadian sovereignty. We want to be sovereign in the Arctic. We want to be sovereign from American foreign policy. We don't want to be free riders on NATO. We don't want to be beholden to the Western Alliance. All right, fine. Then you have to be responsible for your own national security. But we now spend less per capita on military than any other country in NATO. We're pathetic. And that's the Liberals' fault. We don't have enough tanks. We don't have enough surface ships. We don't have enough submarines. And now we don't have enough airplanes. How are we going to defend ourselves or be involved even in peacekeeping? Granted, maybe we don't want to do war fighting. Maybe that's a priority for the Liberals, and that's fine. That's a debatable point. But they're not even doing peacekeeping. They have had us on one peacekeeping mission in 9 years. Even under Harper, where we were involved in non-peacekeeping in Afghanistan under NATO, even under Harper, we went on more peacekeeping missions than we have under Trudeau. So the Liberals do not like the military, period. They don't trust it. They don't understand it. They don't know the need to defend our national security. So they're wondering why now we're losing recruits. We're losing members in the Canadian Armed Forces, in the CAF. Why aren't people joining up? Their response 2 years ago was, well, you know, it's a systemic racist organization. And so we have to get rid of systemic racism. We have to give people a lot of re-education training. And that will attract in new Canadians to become recruits. It doesn't. It doesn't. The people who are attracted to become Canadian soldiers, sailors, and air personnel, whether they're new Canadians or native-born Canadians, are attracted by the opportunity to defend Canadian values. They want to defend freedom. They want to defend freedom of speech. They want to defend our way of life. They don't want to spend the first 2 or 3 years of their time in the military going to sensitivity classes and re-education camps. So no wonder for every 10 veterans who are leaving the forces, only 8 recruits are coming in. And that's even after we've lowered the standards tremendously to attract as many people as possible. The Liberals' handling of our military has been atrocious. And the most recent example is the fact we cannot even train our own fighter pilots. For Postmedia, I'm Lorne Gunter.